Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a continuation of the festive theme, of course. This is December the 23rd, or Little Christmas Eve as it's known in Denmark. Well, a puzzle with a definite connection to Christmas. Actually, I'll mention that when we get to it. But also a puzzle with music in it. And yesterday, Simon did a puzzle that couldn't be played on phones. Okay, this one, I want to say it's going to be quite difficult for anyone without some idea about music. Now, for someone who's an expert in music and plays things, it'll be very easy. Other people will need a little crutch that the constructor has given us. And you may need to look in the description field for another link to take you to the music page to get started. I mean, it's a really interesting idea, and I'm anxious. As with the Rat Run puzzle yesterday, we're going to feature it on the channel if it's good. And if it's difficult for some people to play, well, you know, we're doing 2 puzzles a day. There's a lot of content. It's not as if you can't find something on the channel to enjoy, even if for some reason this doesn't tickle your fancy. So I'm being fairly unapologetic about that. Now, the constructor is Paul Marks, who is a music producer with a lot of music production background. He runs a YouTube channel. I'm going to link that in the description field. He makes a lot of music and he explains a lot about music production, mostly in German. He's actually presumably Paul Marks. But he has created now a Sudoku puzzle that does feature music. And finally, you will get to hear me play. I promise this. You will get to hear me try to play music. Now, Simon playing the guitar is a source of awe and amazement and actually beauty for me whenever he does that on his videos. I don't play a musical instrument, so nonetheless, you will get to hear me attempt some music in this. And we'll see that in a moment. And I haven't tried this before, so goodness knows what's going to happen. Now, big news on the channel. There's an update out to the apps, which brings you more Fog of War puzzles, more line puzzles. I think it finishes off the line puzzle app, actually. That's now complete. And 2 bonus puzzles. So even if you're not paying for the Fog of War app or the line app yet, you can get 2 bonus Christmas-themed puzzles for free. So just get our CTC app. It costs nothing to download that on App Store or Android. And there are a number of free holiday puzzles. Obviously, Christmas counts as a holiday. We've added 2 Christmas-themed puzzles and one called Present Day, featuring a present, and one featuring what started out as a Christmas tree and may have ended up as a robot. You may need to check that out. Anyway, they are available straight away now. However, I made an error. I failed to include a Knight's Move rule in puzzle 32 of the Fog of War app by Piotr V, which is a great puzzle, by the way. And that was my fault. I think Nick, the developer, is putting through an update, and maybe that'll be out. But if you're attempting puzzle 32 in the Fog of War app, and it doesn't mention that there's a Knight's Move rule, there is. So know that. That will be mentioned in it fairly soon, but maybe not yet. So that's the news in the apps. I mean, obviously we have loads of apps, and that Fog of War is brilliant. Now, on Patreon, coming up on the 1st of January, the first day of the new year, brings us what may be the hunt of the year straight away. Blobs' return to the Shire and Mordor in Lord of the Rings Part 2. I mean, it's fantastic. It's so good. It's so well presented. The puzzles are top notch. Give it a go. When it comes out on the 1st of the month, of course, there's loads of other content on Patreon, including today the solution videos to swipe right. And so loads going on all the time. My goodness, we just bring you loads of things. and that is an absolute delight to do. There's our merchandise. You could get a lovely mug. There we go. That's one side, and there's the can't put it semi-sensible. There's the Crack and the Cryptic side, or indeed a logoed hoodie, such as I am wearing now for Christmas warmth. And there's SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD. They're all on the links under the video, along with the link to this puzzle, the link to the music page associated with this puzzle, which I will be clicking on in a moment, and the link to Paul Marx's YouTube channel. So let's have a look at the rules first of all to Music Sudoku Joy to the World. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits along an arrow sum to the number in the circle. So those 3 will add up to that. They could include a repeat. The green boxes, so boxes 1 and 6, are magic squares, and that's a square in which every row, every column, and every 3-cell diagonal add up to the same number. Now, the pink line is a music line. Look at how it resembles, actually, it's not what I thought of as a crotchet. I may get the terms wrong. I think it's a quaver with that line being part of it, which is fabulous. And it's a music line, and it contains the first 4 bars of the song Joy to the World. Now, for this purpose, the digits 1 to 9 are mapped to the white keys from C to D in the octave above on a piano, where C is 1 and the higher D is a 9. And the sequence of the 14 digits in this melody must be placed on the pink line in exactly that order, in one direction or the other. So you can carry on now. If you know your music and you know the song, you'll be away. You can just fill that in. But for the rest of us, we provide a link to the music page associated with this song. Actually, you can see it's a quaver from the grey shading Paul has put in his version of the grid. And he has, can you see this? Yeah, okay, you can see this now. These are the first 4 bars of the song Joy to the World, it says up here. And there they are, spread out there, and the music keys are here. Now I need to put my earpiece in so I can hear the music that I'm now going to try and play, that you should hopefully be able to hear. I mean, if things go wrong with this new setup, so be it. Right, but first of all, actually, I'm going to just comment on Joy to the World, which I said at the start that it is at least tenuously connected to Christmas. Joy to the World, I read on its Wikipedia page, is an 18th century English hymn that was not originally connected with Christmas. However, it is now widely assumed to be, in North America, the most heavily associated with Christmas piece of classical music that exists. So there you go. Its lyrics clearly reference the birth of Christ. So we will acknowledge that. Now, actually, I'm also going to mention Michael Loutermilk, who yesterday said, let it always be remembered that Mark and Simon never missed the chance to mock the God that created them, even at Christmas. I don't know how I mocked God, and I'm very sorry if I did that and it offended you, Michael. I don't know if anybody else picked up on it. That was certainly not the intention. I did not intend to mock the God that you worship at all. And I apologise if I did so. And hopefully doing a little bit of hymn music today will restore your faith in us. Anyway, how are we going to translate the music into numbers? So we're told that C at the bottom, I think that's this note with the bar through it down here. That's what I used to be taught. So along the stave, in the spaces we have F-A-C-E, face, going upwards. And on the lines we have what I used to learn as every good boy deserves fruit. I think there are other versions of that. E, B, G, D, F. So 2 down from the E is C. So this is the 1 note down here. Now, I do not play a musical instrument, but I can try and hit these notes on the provided keyboard And I think if that's a 1, we're looking at 3 on the line, 5, 7 on the middle line, the B line, and that is an 8. That is a C that starts this tune. And look, it goes down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I know where that's going to go in the grid. And then we're back up to, what is this one? 5, 6, 6, 7, 7 again, 8. Right, so here we go. Joy to the world. Well, I should learn the lyrics, shouldn't I? Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let every nation sing. I think I've mixed up 2 verses there, but never mind. That sounded right to me, and my musical ear is such that I'm going to try it again. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let every nation sing. Okay, I think we are absolutely there. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. So I'm going back to the grid. I think it's pretty obvious that it starts this end so that we're not having any repeats down that line. So I'm going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. And that does seem to obey Sudoku rules. So there we go. Joy to the world, indeed. We've got started. Now I can finish off this column with a 9. Oh no, hang on, wasn't there a 9 in the... No, I've got the music wrong, I think. There's a 9 there at the top. Or is there? I don't know, sorry, I just want to make sure, have I got this wrong? Well, silly lead. Is there a 9 in this? 8, 7, 6. No, there isn't. We don't go above 8. We don't go to D. Okay, that's all right. I think I've got it right. That's how bad I am at music, right there. Okay, I'm gonna put the 7 in this box, and that's a 3-4 pair. Now, we've got magic squares. I'm going to go to them next. And if I don't know about music, at least I do know a little bit about magic squares. So, I know that the sum of every box in a Sudoku is always the same. It's 45. That's a secret that you can share with anyone you like, as long as they're your favorite people. So if we divide the sum of a box by 3 for the 3 rows, we get 15. That must be the sum we're looking for. And now the way to think about that is this central cell is going to combine in 4 different ways with digits to make a 15 sum. There is only one digit that can do that, and that is the number 5. So that goes in the middle of the magic square. Now think about the number 1. What can that combine with to make 15? 168, 159. Now that means 1 cannot go in a corner because the corners have 3 different ways of making 15 required. So 1, and the same applies to 9, will go in a cell orthogonally adjacent to the 5. And then when you think about any run of 3 cells in this, to make 15, they've either got to be 3 odds or 2 evens and an odd. And that means all the evens are going to have to go in the corners, and 3 and 7 are going to have to go in these cells contiguous to the 5. So we can basically fill in all the odd digits that aren't 5 and all the even digits into those cells. Now, maybe we can use the numbers we've got. 7 there says that this is not the 7-3 combination that makes up a 7-5-3 set. So we take them out. That's a 1-9 pair. That's a 3-7 pair. We don't get to do the same here, but this cell sees both 7 and 3. So that must be the 1-9 pair, making a 15 sum that way. And that's the 3-7 pair. We don't get to take, we get to take out even digits. Oh, in fact, 6. Look, 6 can't go in any of those cells. So we know where 6 is in box 1. That group adds up to 15, so I can fill in a 4 there. Take 4 out of those cells. This one can't be an 8 We're going to finish this magic square off now by adding these rows and columns to 15. That takes a 7 there, 3 there, 1 here to make 6, 1, 8, and 9 there. And we've done that one. Can we finish this magic square? This can't be 8 on the arrow. Actually, it could be 6. So I'm taking out 8 from there. That means opposite it, we can't have 2. I may not be able to go much further in this magic square yet. Okay, let's think about the other arrows. This one or this one? Oh, let's try this one, which doesn't have a 1 on. In fact, this digit cannot be 2, 6, 1, 7 or 8. 3, 4, 5 or 9. We can immediately eliminate 3 and 4 because of the 1 there. 3 would need a 1, 2 pair and 4 would need a 1, 3 pair. So this is 5 or 9. If it's 5, that is a 2, 3 pair. If it's 9, it's not 6, 3 or 1, 8. Oh, and it's not 7, 2. So if it's 9, it's 5, 4 in that order. And if it's 5, it's a 2, 3 pair. Let's have a look at this one now. 2, 8, 7 are already gone. So this can't be 3 by the same sort of reason. That can't be a 2, 1. Oh, it can't be 4 either, because 4, 1, 3 there would break that cell. So this is 5, 6 or 9. If it's 6, that's a 1, 5 pair. If it's 5, that's a 1, 4 pair. If it's 9, it's not 8, 1 or 2, 7. Oh, it's also not 5, 4 if this is 9, because that would break this cell. So if it's 9, it's 5, 4. What did I say? If it's 6, it's 1, 5. This 5 is telling me about the order of both of those. If it's 5, though, this is a 1, 4 pair. But I've just noticed, finally, that 6 has to go on this arrow somewhere. And that was a much more useful deduction. 6 must go in the circle, I think. Let me just check. Can this be 6 plus 3 equals 9? Yes, it can. So I'd missed that just by being a numpty. Oh, bother. So this is either now, 6 is somewhere on the arrow. So it's either 6 plus 3 equals 9. Okay, I'm going to redo the arrow. It's either 6 plus 3 equals 9 if 6 is on the arrow, or if 6 is in the circle, it's 6 equals 1 plus 5. And that is either a 4 if it's 6, 1, 5, because that would be where 3 goes in the row, or if it's 9, 6, 3, that's a 1, so that ends up being 1 or 4. That's not actually quite as helpful as I wanted. So there is a bit of crunch in the puzzle even after the music. There's a 7 in one of those cells. 6, 1, 8. Oh, what am I missing here? 9 is in one of those two. 8 is in one of those two. Oh, maybe I should think about this. Right. 6, 7 and 8 are all impossible. The absolute minimum that could be is a 5 with a 2, 1 pair and a 2. So that is 5 or 9. Very similar to that. Now, okay, if it was a 5, we'd have to go 2, 1, 2 there. That would make this an 8. Well, it looks like it's possible. If it was a 9, I mean, there are various possibilities. So that's not what to do. Bother. I need to find an actual proper break-in from this point. Now, okay, this was either 9, 5, 4 or 5, 2, 3. There's always a 5 on it. So now I can place 5 in column 6. 5, 7, 6. We've got 1, 3, 8 left to place. That one can't be a 3 because of the 3, 7 pair over here, which I'm barely using. Yes, 7 is in that too. So I've placed 7 in column 1. 4, 3, 7. Ah, come on. Come on. We're nearly there now. 6, 7, 2, 8. There's a 6 in one of these cells. That's not very interesting. There's a 7 that can't be there. So 7 is in one of those two. That's potentially a little better. Now I'm going to have to think about this row. 9, 6, 3. 2, 8, 7, 4, 1, 5. And if that's 9, 6, 3, this will be 5, 2, 3. 9 there, 1, 4, 8. Okay, if this is 6, 1, this can't be 6, 1, 5. There we go. Sorry, it's very obvious when you see that 1, 9 pair. That stops this cell being a 1. And now this cannot be 6, 1, 5. It can't be 6, 2, 4 because of that. That's a 9. This is a 3, 6 pair. Now we're away. 4 there. That's a 1. That's a 5. This is a 2, 3 pair down here, which was not. And oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. How lovely are your branches. That can't be a 4. So that means this is not allowed to be a 6 anymore on that diagonal. I will whittle this magic square down one branch at a time. That has become an 8 by Sudoku. 9 and 4 complete box 7. This is a 4, 5, 8 triple without 5 in the middle. This is a 1, 2, 7 triple. Now, we're not allowed 1 in the middle. No 8 here, so that's 1, that's 3. That doesn't fix the magic square at all. This is a 2, 6, 8 triple. Oh, I'm still no further. Well, I am further advanced, but I have not found out what the secrets of the puzzle are at all. If that's 2 or 4 now, this can never be 1. Because that group has to add to 15, and even 4 and 1 would require it to be 10. I see. So that's a 9. Now, 2 or 4 must go with a... Well, in fact, that is a 2, 4 pair, isn't it? Going around the 9. Of course it is. Oh, that's going to be very helpful. So this is a 6, 8 pair at the bottom going with the 1. That makes that a 2. This digit is known. It's a 9 to complete the row. These pairs, I don't know. Let's look at the middle box first. 8 is in one of those, 6 is in one of those, 1 is in one of those, and 2 is in one of those. I know that from the 2, 4 pairing here. I'm still going to have to do some deduction, which is perfectly fair. Now, this 2, 1, 2 possibility adding up to 5 is still on the cards. Strange as it seems. By Sudoku, this one can't be 4, 6, 3, 8, 1, 5 or 9. That is 2 or 7, which forms a pair with that digit. And that means this cell cannot be a 2, which it would need to be for this to be a 5. Because that would be a 2, these would add up to 3, there would be a 1 there and a 2 there. So that's become a 9, and that is going to get us done, I think, although... maybe not. And that puts a 9 here. We'll see. We've still got a 3 or... This is 3, 4, 6 or 8, which is not a tiny number. This can't be more than 4 now, this cell, because we've got at least 3 there and at least 2 there. This can't be 4 or 3, so it is 1 or 2. And I can't believe that is still not quite enough to finish the puzzle. Right, that is 3 or 4 by Sudoku. This is 1 or 5. I mean, literally reduced to looking for naked singles and things. 8, 4, 3, 9, 6. That is 1 or 2 because it can't be 5 or 7. And that is a pair. So we found a naked pair of 7, 5. That 5 forces 5 in box 9. Now, down this column, I wonder if there's a pair lurking here, or a quad, or a triple, or some beastie. This is, yes, there is. There is something. Where does 1 go in this column? That's the question. It doesn't go there because of that, so it goes here. And then where does 7 go in this column? Another question. That 7 is in the magic square, and surely that's going to help us. 7 there can't go with an 8 below it, so that's a 6, that's a 2, that's a 4, that's an 8. If the magic square was easier to resolve than I found it, all I can do is apologise. It may have been, and I may have been missing some basic magic squariness to do with it. That is a 1 in the corner, that's a 2, that's a 6. Now I can add up this arrow, put a 3 there, 4 there. I think we can finish off now and definitely proclaim joy to the world at that point. 1, 8, 2, 6, 8 and 6, 2, 4, 8 along here must go 2, 4, 8. Then we go down to the bottom, 4, 8, 6, 3, and there we go. Joy to the world. The Lord is come. Let earth receive their king. I think that, or her king. I think that is the real first line. Anyway, there we go. Brilliant stuff from Pole Marks. Great fun, as long as you could conquer the music bit. And if I can do it, anybody can. Literally, come on, you can do it. Anyway, I will see you again tomorrow with great pleasure on Christmas Eve. Bye for now.